G'day, welcome back to Daily Endeavours for Thursday the 31st of July. As always, I'll have timestamps in the description if you just want to skip to one of these options when I talk about it, and you just want to skip everything else because, you already know it or whatever it is. So this set here, everything is okay. There's no DLC requirements or anything. I do want to make a case for killing a player just being less reliable than the rest, because it's kind of, it is dependent on the player base itself, and if Cyrodiil is slow, then this is going to suck, and even if it's not, it can be unreliable because you might rock up to a ball group and none of them will die just because of the nature of ball groups these days. I guess they've always been that way. Anyway, so yeah, if I were to choose crafting with Clothier, Workshop, and Ultimate skills, so that way you don't even have to venture out, you can just do these all kind of in the comforts of a town. But yeah, this one requires a little bit of crafting materials. This one requires if you don't have a workshop furnishing in your house, it just requires 100 gold. You can get a house for free, I'll show you how. And then ultimate skills just requires a bit of time. Alright, so I'll start with crafting with Clothier. So 4 items is all you need. So the cheapest things that you can craft are anything that isn't chest pieces or legs. Everything else costs a minimum amount of 5 jute each. So, and a star material. So, jute you need 20 in total, and star materials you need 4. So firstly, if you don't have any star materials, these are really easy to get your hands on. For 15 gold each, you go to any clothier in the game. Usually you find these around clothing stations. Not always, but almost all the time. They sell all of the base racial styles, racial style materials, so one for each of the races that you get. So there will be one of these that you can use, you just got to figure out which one it is. In very rare circumstances, it will not, I think it's related to if you change a character's race, it retains the original style that they used. Because I got an Argonian that only knows like Red Guard or some shit like that. So yeah, very rare circumstances that can happen. So just maybe be aware of that. Yeah, in most cases, you'll just be able to use whatever. So yeah, you just need your jute and your star materials. Jute, you can either collect these from clothier plants that you get in the wild, or you get them from, I think the best way is through guild stores or through clothier material hirelings as well. You can get them from these. Just be aware that, they're based on your crafting level, so you'll get things that you can actually use. So yeah, by the worst, what I would suggest is, getting some of these hirelings going, just so, basically, with these alone, anytime these endeavors come up, you'll just be automatically sorted, because you'll get these coming in every now and then, and you'll usually have enough materials from that alone. So in this case, you just need 4 items, so what I would do is either just craft 4 homespun hats, or gloves, or whatever it is, or you can do crafting writs. So if you have a clothier writ, for example, I've got one here, they ask you to craft a bunch of clothier items, and this also counts for the endeavor. And these are good to do because if you have the resource for this, crafting writs can give you some really good stuff. You can get gold materials from them, like drag wax in this case is really, really good, sells for a lot. And honestly, I would rather sell it because unless you're like going for min-maxing like leaderboard pushing shit, like upgrading armor from purple to gold isn't that valuable. It's definitely valuable for weapons, but not so much for armor and jewelry. So yeah, I personally think selling that stuff's a better way to go. Writs also give you surveys, which are excellent on their own because they give you lots of materials that you can reuse for other writs. Or you can also get endeavors that either ask for surveys themselves, or you can get ones that ask to harvest like blacksmithing ores or clothier plants, and in those cases you can use the surveys themselves to do that very quickly. So yeah, just a few things there. Now, if you need jute or any of the crafting materials, you can find them from guild stores. So you go to materials, and in this case you go clothing, and just make sure you select material. You can go raw material, but that costs more. And yeah, you can also use medium armor stuff if you want. Just keep an eye on the unit price. Don't buy anything that's like more than the sale average for. Look up Tamriel Train Center. I'll put that in the description if you want. But that can tell you how much stuff is going for. And you can get the add-on for it too. So yeah, this stuff is a bit too expensive, I think, to buy. I'd just go for something else. Always look at this, don't look at this. Because you can see here, the amount of gold might be lower, but the amount per item is the same, and it's not worth it. So just go through a couple of these, and just check for some cheap stuff. Yeah, you got some, yeah, everything here's not that great. Yeah, so you got some rawhide for 8. That's much better. You know, you can buy a full stack of that. That will last you, 10 lots of doing this endeavor. And honestly, 10 lots of endeavors for like a grand and a half. That's good value for like basically what is 150 seals. You know, I think that's worthwhile. But yeah, obviously it's your call to make. If you want to get clothing plants, if you want to do it that way, you'd need at least. So it's in a worst case scenario, you'd need 30. So that'd be 10 cloth plants, which is a bit of effort. But yeah, that is another way, because the minimum you can get from refining 10 items is 7, and in that case you need 3 lots, which is 21. But you might only need 20. It's hard to say. Okay, now I will discuss ultimates. So the best ultimate for this is in Stormcalling Overload, because this is a toggle. So what you can do is just cast this, cast it again to disable it, and then cast it again to enable it again, and that will work for 2 ultimates. So you don't need to, doesn't cost you any ultimate, and you can do it in like a couple of seconds. You just need to have a sorcerer with level 12 in Stormcalling. If you don't have access to that, there are a couple of other good options. Probably the second best bet is a Warden with Animal Companion leveled up, because Feral Guardian, so you need anything with a cast time, and Feral Guardian has the longest cast time of any ultimate in the game by far. The reason that's important is because what you can do, if you have an ultimate with a cast time, if you block after you activate it, like very quickly after, it will cancel the ultimate's cast, refunding you the ultimate, but it will still count for the endeavor. So what you can do is just cast it, block very quick, and as you can see there, it actually counts for the endeavor. Now we'll just do that again, and you can see we get the ultimate done. So that's a way just to cast some ultimates quickly without having to get the ultimate back to cast another one. In that case, if you fuck it up, don't worry about it. Just go to like a guild hall or like a house with a target dummy and just light attack the dummy over and over. Or if you're a Nightblade or a Necromancer with the... so Nightblades have... if you have Soul Harvest, this gives you 10 ultimate every time you kill something. So just kill a bunch of like Skeevers in Way Wrestlers 1 or some shit, and you'll get a shit ton of ultimate that way, and you can just recast it. Necromancers also have... in, I believe it's the Bone Torrent skill line, you get a bit of Harvest. This basically does the same thing, except you just have to cast this, whereas Soul Harvest is like automatic. So yeah, these here can give you tons of ultimate from killing a bunch of stuff real quick. So yeah, just worth a mention. I'll go through all the different ultimates that have a cast time that you can use. So Nightblades have 2. They've got Soul Harvest. This requires a target though, so maybe use this on a target dummy just in case you miss. Because if you use it on like civilians or like a guard, you get a bounty. I guess it's an exciting way. So Soul Tether, this is castable anywhere, and it's got 0.5 seconds, so it's good. Sorcerers have Stormcalling, obviously, the Overload one. That's all you need. Templars, Adric's Spear has a cast time, so you can use that. It's only 0.3 seconds though, so the margin for error is quite low. Warden have Animal Companion, the Guardian as well. And then Necromancers don't have any, Arcanists don't have any, unfortunately. And Dragonites don't have any either. So Nightblade, Sorcerer, Templar, Warden, those are the ones you want to look at generally. For non-class related ones, Lacerate has a cast time as well. It's got a good cast time. Two-handed does as well, but you need a target for this. And then Dawnbreaker for Fighter's Guild, this also has a cast time as well, and it doesn't require a target. So any of these options are pretty good too. So next up, we've got Workshop Furnishings. So all you need for this, if you haven't done this before, you haven't got a Workshop Furnishing at all, is just a Workshop Finishing, and that will cost you 100 gold. The house itself is free. What you need to do is come to this location in Glenumbra. You can also do the same thing in Volcal Guard right here. You'll find the same NPC, but I think Daggerfall here is better because you've actually also got the person that gives you a Workshop Finishing right here. So you can do both of these at once. So what you need first is Philan Demery. You'll see her here. If she's not here, you've already done this and you've got the house. So she looks like this. She's got a quest icon above her head. If you talk to her, you'll complete a quest that gives you a house for free. You'll either get Rosy Lion, Ebony Flask, In-Room, or Mara's Kiss to Public House, depending on your alliance. So all of these are basically the same. They're just like a tiny apartment room, and they all allow you to place furnishings in them. And so for workshop furnishings, come to Rozika here. You're looking for, what is it? This stuff here. You've either got firewood fireplace, firewood stack, or the rough stool. These are all considered to be workshop furnishings. And yeah, you can see they're 100 gold each. So you just need to buy one of these and you're good. So we'll just buy this and we'll go place it. Now I'll just quickly go through, if you don't have any gold at all to buy this, let me show you something you can do. You can do this no matter what. It's a base game thing, any character, even level 3. I guess, I don't know, I don't think you can do this in the tutorial. I think that's the only thing. So what you need to do first is just make sure you've got the Imperial City DLC, this one. It's free, so everybody's got access to it. Just purchase that if you haven't already. Go to Cyrodiil, Imperial City, here. I don't know why it doesn't show up here for some fucking reason. Anyway, so White Gold Tower, this is what you're heading to. Don't worry about your capabilities, don't worry about your character, you're not fighting anything in here, you're just going to a specific location. When you get in, just take a right through this tunnel here. You see this menacing looking door. Just come through here. To the left, on this table here, you'll see some gold, just grab that. And then on the right, on both these tables, you'll see some coins as well. So that'll give you about, I think this gives you roughly anywhere between like 50 to 80 gold. Sometimes, because what happens is some things don't always spawn as containers on the ground. If you come back here and do this again, you'll see more gold. Like it respawns automatically once you leave the area and come back. So that's just an easy way to just get a small amount of gold. So if you just go back to the entrance, wherever you came in from, it will take you straight back there. It doesn't take you into Cyrodiil or anything like that. So yeah, we're taken back to the Way Shrine. So what you can do now is, as soon as you get back, just use the Way Shrine again. Just go to White Gold Tower again, and just check that room. You'll probably see some more gold there. Just pick it up and just leave. That will get you about 100 gold that you can spend on this this workshop furnishing. So now we just travel to our house. So in the map tab, go to the houses tab here, and just click on the house that you got for free. Just travel inside and confirm. If you do this from a Way Shrine, you go instantly. If you do this away from a Way Shrine, it just has a little travel animation beforehand. Now that you've got your workshop finishing, at the bottom right, you'll see it says Housing Editor. Just hit whatever key that is. Browse at the bottom there, in the middle, whatever that key is, and this will take you to the placement menu. So you're looking for Workshop down the bottom. That's our rough firewood that we brought before. So just place this on the floor. Now, the way this works is, for the item to count in the Endeavor, it needs to come from your inventory. You can't just have one on the floor and pick it up and just keep spamming it over and over. What actually has to happen is it needs to come from your inventory, and the way to do that quickly is to, instead of placing it from, so when you place it in from your inventory like this, what you can do instead is, at the bottom left you see it says undo. You hit that, and then you hit redo, and that works the same way. So this actually works as placing it for the Endeavor. So what you should do now is, anytime this Endeavor comes up again and you've got your workshop furnishing lying around, just come into your house, pick it up, put it away, and that does the same thing. It puts it into your inventory. So now if you undo, it takes it from your inventory out. So undo, redo, undo strat. It's the best way to do it. Alright, time to talk about trolls. So there's a bunch of places to find this. Very specific, but usually found in like large quantities in these areas. Unfortunately, they are all non-instanced. They're all like public overland areas, so other players can make this a pain in the ass, because if other players come through and kill them, you have to wait for them to respawn, and it can be kind of annoying. So it might be worth just trying all these places, seeing what the best one, like the least populated one is, but I'll go through them all. All the ones I think are good. So Darkwater Crossing is one. There are a bunch of trolls that can be found here. Oh yeah, sorry. To get to Darkwater Crossing, if you don't have anything here, quickest way I would say is to go to Frostfolk Chasm, which can be found somewhere near here. I think it's like over here. So it's a house that you can use via home tours to get here quicker. So you just look up home tours, browse homes, and just go down to F. go Frostvault Chasm. Just travel to this, go out the front door. This will take you to East March, and from here you can just go down southeast and get this way shrine, and then you've got pretty good access to Darkwater Crossing or this way shrine, whichever one works for you. Another good place for this is Trolls Too Thick in Bankarai. This one here. This delve, it has quite a few trolls. It's not just trolls, I think there's also like bandits or something. And yeah, usually this is where people go because it's so close to a way shrine. Same with Darkwater Crossing though, so these are both busy. Quickest way here, if you don't have anything, I believe there's a house up here somewhere. Yeah, this one here, Mornoth Keep. Just take this. Are you using home tours? Same thing, go down this road. There's a couple of enemies in here, but yeah, you can run through here, or you can just go around this way if you want. And yeah, just grab this way shrine. You've got easy access to this area from that point. There's also in the Rift, the area near Boulderfall Pass, next to Follerstone Hall way shrine to the west. Over here, this is another area that has a bunch of trolls in it. There's more than 5, but there's not. I think there's only like 10 or 8. So this is another area you can use. Rothgar is also an interesting place. The Maelstrom Arena, if you have access to stages 5 or 7 at this moment, stage 5 especially is really good because you get the troll smashers. There's tons of those that spawn on that wave, on that stage. And yeah, stage 7 also has the trolls as well. Whichever stage you choose, the best thing to do is, if you want to allow this to happen again, like next time, just make sure you don't complete that stage. Just don't defeat the final boss of that stage, and you can come back later and redo the same thing, because it saves the stage but not the round that you're on. My preferred place though is Craglorn, the area next to Exarch's Stronghold, this area here. Oops. There are trolls in other places, like the Nerncrox Mines, like this one for example, or this one. These Nerncrox Mines have trolls, but I think they have 4, so they don't have 5 in total. But I don't really like using these areas. And these trolls are fucking tanky as hell, so they take ages to kill. So this area here also has tons of trolls, and some of these trolls are actually really weak. There's a troll straight away right here. So yeah, some trolls are weak, some are quite strong. But while you're doing this, you can also just use your ultimates as well, I guess. So yeah, there's one. Keep traveling down, we'll find some more. There's another one right here, you can see. This is one of the weaker ones. Yeah, you can see I took like 2 hits. Got another troll over here, it's one of the tanky ones. Three. Troll number 4. And then here's 5. So this spot here is pretty good because you find 3 in this small area here. So you can find 1, 2, and then I think there's another one up here as well. Somewhere? No, there's a dead one there. Oh yeah, there is a troll here. There's a named troll. So yeah, you can get almost the whole thing done in just this area here. So yeah, and you'll find more trolls up here as well. You just got to go through. And I think Exarch's Stronghold also has some. Yeah, this is my preferred area, but like I said, there's no like big groups of trolls in instance areas that are like. There's like a couple that are DLC related, but there's none in base game. So I'm just gonna, yeah. If you got Orsinium, maybe use that. But yeah, like DLC dungeons, I can't think of any on the top of my head. And yeah, everything else is just overland. So just be aware that some places might be better than others in some cases, just depending on how many players are there. But generally, this is the area that nobody seems to go to. So this is my preferred way. I'll just discuss killing a player real quick. So the best thing to keep in mind with this one is the kill doesn't have to actually be your own. It could just be any kill to any player that you've damaged. So even if you just hit them with 1 light attack and they die, that's fine. Like, that will still count. Because what will happen is, when they die, if down here where you see like your gold XP gain and all like items, if you see AP here and it's not like related to keep defense. If you get keep defense, that probably means you've killed something anyway. So yeah, if you see any alliance points at all come up here, that means you've done the endeavor essentially. So firstly, you want to pick the campaign that has the most amount of players, checking the populations here, because, well, the biggest populations for all of them, because the more players there are, the better chances you have of finding someone that you can kill. It's not as simple as that, obviously. If like you get into a campaign and the enemy faction is like full, but you get into it and like you might notice that you've got fuck all like keeps to work with, and in that case it might just be like there might be just too many people. You can't kill one when there's 20 of them helping each other. But if it's like even and there's lots of players on all sides, that's probably the best time to do it. I think Vengeance is definitely much better for this because you got way more players in a single campaign, and that's like the best case scenario. But if it's like full population, I guess it's not too bad. So there are two ways to do this. You can either use Siege, or you can use basically just, you know, this is assuming you don't have PvP knowledge, because, you know, if you know how to kill a player, then you're not going to watch something like this, are you? So either Siege or just load up on like heal skills, just follow a group around, put on some like heavy armor, give yourself a lot of health, just heal people, and just light attack spam with a restoration staff, especially on like any enemy player that you can see. The reason I suggest restoration staves is the travel speed of the projectile. So things like fire staves aren't too bad, but you look at the speed of that, and then you look at the speed of the restoration stuff. It's way quicker, and you know, it's actually a beam. Like it hits the target like almost immediately, whereas the other weapons, they all like take a while to travel to the target. So it's like almost instant that you hit a player, and as soon as you hit them, that's it. Like you get participation in their death. And yeah, so just run around, heal the shit out of yourself, like keep yourself healthy, especially if you're PvE build, because fucking hell, man, that PvE and PvP like builds are completely different. If you run a PvE build into this, it's like going from like riding a bike down the street in PvE to fucking being on a motorbike fighting people with machetes in PvP. Like that's the fucking, that's like that's the best comparison I can give to just like how vastly different things feel in PvP, because players are not dumb like AI is most of the time. So yeah, load yourself up, have a lot of health. 20,000 health, you die in, like, as soon as someone looks at you, basically, in PvP. So pack a ton of health, have a ton of heals, have a couple of like burst skills as well, like things especially that you can line up. Like for example, sorcerers, they have curse, and then you can line that up with something else. So the curse hits when you hit them with something else. Just, yeah, as much damage as you can like front load as quick as possible. That's the sort of thing that works in PvP. Your other option is Siege, especially I think Firebolt Blisters and Flaming Oils. Firebolt for both offensive defense, and then Flaming Oil for defense especially. So Firebolt Blister, this is just it's just like a big bow essentially. You put this on the floor, aim it at the enemy, and just shoot, and it covers like a big area, hits it with like flame damage. And if you hit a bunch of players with this, and you know, it does a lot of damage. If someone else is chasing them and they get the kill on them, then it'll still count for you as well. So that's a way, especially if like you see a siege on your own keep, or like if you're following a group around and there's just like a big group of other enemy players that are coming to you, just like set up a ballista and just shoot like anywhere that you can see like a bunch of players on the enemy team. And if one of them dies when they go in from like the extra damage that they're taking, that counts to you too. And yeah, because it can hit so many people at once, it's just like one person, the weakest link, that's all you need. As soon as they die, that's it. And yeah, oils as well. Oils are great. If you see enemies with like a battering ram attacking the front door of a keep, put some flaming oils on them. You can put down multiple and like put down one and then immediately run, put down the other, and do a ton of damage, like crazy damage straight away, basically. And yeah, same thing. Weakest link, they take a bunch of flaming oil damage, you know, maybe an extra light attack or something from someone else, and that's it. Down they go. And that's all you need. But yeah, I still wouldn't recommend this one, just on the fact that the other ones, you can find them, like you can just go straight to them, and there's like no fucking around. You don't have to to go chasing stuff. Whereas this one here, the player is never in the same place twice. I guess, or not really that. I guess it's just like, you can never predict what a player is going to do or where they're going to be at all times. And yeah, like the campaign, like how busy it is also dependent on this. Like if it's not busy at all, if all the campaigns just have no players, then this might take fucking ages. Because usually the only ones still around at the end, even at an event like this, the only ones that are around when the population is low are the ones who can usually handle themselves. And if you're not good at PvP, then you're not really going to have much luck there, are you? But yeah, there's not. It's simple to do, but like not as simple to like get done. Or simpler to explain, but not easy to do, I think. Alright, so if you have any questions, just give me a holler as always. But yeah, that's Endeavor's done. So thanks everyone for watching. Take care. I'll see you next time. And yeah, all that stuff.